And this is a Fox News alert, an exclusive interview with America's top diplomat. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is on a South American tour, but Russia is very much on his mind. Tillerson talked with Fox News correspondent Rich Edson in Bogota, Colombia. Good evening, Rich. I understand the secretary already sees evidence of Russian meddling in the midterm elections. What can you tell us about that?
Good evening, Shannon. Yes, there and throughout the world. The Secretary of State and I spoke an awful lot about Russia, a conversation that also led to Russia's support of the Assad regime in Syria. To that, he says that Russia really needs to move to a different place on this. They can deny it all they want to, the support of the Assad regime, as it kills its own citizens. But he says the facts are the facts. They need to go to another spot. Then we discussed the elections and Russia's capability to interfere in the U.S. midterms.
There's a lot of ways that the Russians can meddle in the elections, a lot of different tools they can use. I think what we see, and some of this is through some of our own sharing with countries that are allies of ours and partners of ours, and we are seeing certain behaviors. There are a number of important elections in this hemisphere this year.
And leading up to the U.S. too?
And leading up as well to the U.S.
In the U.S. where we see
in the U.S. in 2018. So, we really, I think it's important we just continue to say to Russia, look, if you think we don't see what you're doing, we do see it, and you need to stop. If you don't, you're going to just continue to invite consequences for yourself.
Is the U.S. better prepared this time around than 2016?
Well, I don't know that I would say we're better prepared, because the Russians will adapt as well. The point is, if it's their intention to interfere, they're going to find ways to do that, and we can take steps we can take, but this is something that once they decide they're going to do it, it's very difficult to preempt it.
The secretary also says, though, he still wants to continue to work with Russia to improve that relationship, Shannon.
All right, Rich, any potential discussions being planned between the Americans and the North Koreans around the Olympics?
Vice President Mike Pence is at the Olympics, and the Secretary of State says the Trump administration is not ruling out a possible discussion.
The President asked the Vice President to lead the U.S. official delegation to the opening ceremony of the Olympics in Seoul. We're there to first support the successful Olympics by the South Korean government. We're also there to support all the United States athletes that'll be competing. We expect to bring home a lot of medals. And whatever happens while the Vice President is there, we'll just have to see. We'll wait and see.
But the U.S. isn't going to initiate this, or does the U.S. want? Because someone has to make the first move.
Well, look, Vice President's there, and we'll just have to see what happens.
The secretary, though, denies that North Korea's participation in these Olympic Games somehow counters his international pressure campaign, even though it's giving North Korea an international venue. From Rush Hour in Bogota, Shannon, back to you.
All right, Rich Edson, thank you very much.